Hello Year 4, it's Miss Borhan here. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe, and I hope you all enjoyed the sunny bank holiday weekend. Now, I want you to take a look at your screens and tell me, what do you see? Have a think and write it down. Well done everyone. So for our Humanities lesson today, we're going to be learning about the Maya, Aztec and Inca language. I want you to write down the long date, Monday 11th of May 2020, and the LI to learn about the Maya, Aztec and Inca language. Well done everyone. What is language? Discuss with your adults. Language is the means which people use to express their thoughts. It is both oral and written. Oral language is a combination of sounds used to express thought. The sounds used to express thought are grouped in spoken words. And written language is composed of written words, so combined as to express thought. Pause this section and read through it again yourselves. We're going to be learning about the Maya writing. The Maya used an advanced form of writing called hieroglyphics. Now my turn, hieroglyphics, your turn, hieroglyphics. Do you know any other civilizations which used hieroglyphics? Have a think. The ancient Egyptians also used hieroglyphics, but the Mayan ones are slightly different. In Mayan hieroglyphics, they used symbols called glyphs. My turn, glyphs. Your turn, glyphs. And these glyphs represent words, sounds, or objects. And by putting several glyphs together, so putting several of those symbols together, the Maya wrote sentences and told stories. So only the wealthy Maya, the rich Maya, became priests and they learned to read and write. So the peasants, the poor people, they didn't learn how to read and write. They wrote on long sheets of paper made from bark or leather. What do you think bark or leather is made out of? Pause and have a think. Bark is made out of stems and roots of woody plants, and leather is made from animal skin, usually cow skin. These sheets were folded up like an accordion to make books, and a Maya book is called a codex or codices for more than one. So pause this section and read through it to yourself again. Now over here on your left side is a page from the Madrid Codex, one of the Mayan sacred books, showing the corn god to the left and the rain god, Chuck, and several Mayan glyphs. So take a look at that. And to your right side over here, there are some hieroglyphs. Do you notice any of them in this codex? What story do you think this codex is trying to tell us? These are some more hieroglyphics. Now, Aztec language. The Aztecs spoke the language Nahuatl. It is still used today in some parts of Mexico. Some English words, such as coyote, avocado, chili, and chocolate, are derived from Nahuatl. So derived means that they just come from Nahuatl. That's really interesting fact that some of these English words that we have actually come from the Aztec language. Aztec writing. The Aztecs wrote using symbols called glyphs or pictographs. They didn't have an alphabet, but used pictures to represent events, items, or sounds. And here is an example of some of their glyphs. Only the priests knew how to read and write. And they would write on long sheets made of animal skins or plant fibers. So this is just like the Mayans, that only the wealthy people knew how to read and write, and in this case only the priests knew how to read and write. An Aztec book is called a codex. Most of the codices were burned or destroyed, but a few survived, and archaeologists have been able to learn a lot about Aztec life from them. Who are archaeologists? What do they do? Pause and have a think. So archaeologists, they research human history, so they go up to historical sites, dig them up, and try to find artifacts and physical remains to analyze them and to learn more about different civilizations. So these are some examples of Aztec hieroglyphics. You can pause and take a look through them. The Inca. A quipu, or not record, was a method used by the Incas to keep records and communicate information. They used using a wide variety of colors, strings, and sometimes several hundred knots, all tied in various ways at various heights. Quipu could record dates, statistics, accounts, and even represent key episodes from traditional folk stories and poetry. So technically, the Inca, they didn't have a written language, but they had some form of communications known as this not record. However, in recent years, scholars have challenged the traditional view that the quipu were just a memory aid device and go so far to suggest that quipu may have been progressing towards narrative records and becoming an alternative to the written language just when the Inca Empire collapsed. So they said that if the Inca Empire wouldn't have collapsed, then maybe this quipu could have turned into some form of written language. But that's just a debate that the scholars have. But we know that this quipu was definitely used to communicate some form of information, even if it wasn't written. Well done, everyone. So now for your task, I want you to use a sample of Mayan hieroglyphics to write 4 words. Some ideas include you can write your first name, your favorite color, your favorite food, or anything. So this will be put on the school website as well for you to access. And then for your purple pen, I want you to write down the similarities and differences between the Maya, Aztec, and Inca forms of communication. To include illustrations, draw pictures, and add captions to them. And when you're done, I want you to take a picture of your work and send it over to year4@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Well done, everyone.